Got the man from Del Monte with us from today. He is looking fucking good, though. I'm going to say that much. Ross, mate, it's nice to see you again. It's been a while. Welcome to the D&G podcast. This is our second one. So the first customer we had was D&G, actually a client. Ross, I'm going to let you tell everyone about what you do, because it's far from a client. It's another consummate, I'd say, professional is probably a good description. Someone from the trade that's been there, done it, doing really well, mate. So over to you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I guess let's start. The main business that I've got is the Good Food Group, which is obviously where we've met.
Yep.
So set the Good Food Group up around about 6 years ago. The premise of the business was to help brands to get into retail, but emerging, exciting, innovative brands.
Yep.
Mainly in the vitamins, minerals, supplement, health, wellness space.
Yep.
Saw a really big boom and opportunity for brands to get into that space, purely because I was working for those types of businesses. So before I set the business up, I was working for companies like Protein World, which was the Beachbody Ready campaign, Yellow Bikini. So I was working for that business. Before that, Science in Sport, really well-known endurance business.
Yeah, very well-known.
My Protein, before
Monster.
the Group bought it. It is an absolute monster now. But it was when Oliver Cookson first,
he's done well, hasn't he?
Well, he's done well.
I still follow him a bit when he's
done well. In Monaco.
Fully bootstrapped.
I want to be in Monaco, I can tell.
The yacht's outside.
Yeah, I wish. So, I think for me, I just wanted to create a business that helped those type of brands. But then ultimately as well, I've always been involved in brand building. So I wanted to build my own brands as well. So the thought process was I can do this. I can create a system and a service that allows me to support other brands to be able to grow in retail, major retail, basically. So big boys, and then at the same time, have fun creating my own brands.
Which you do, mate. I'd say you definitely are. I'd say, I mean, for to drill into how we met, we come over. Where's your bait?
We're in Nottingham, in
Nottingham.
Yeah, Nottingham.
Is it Tamworth? I was like, fucking. It's a bit further.
We did meet in Leicester, though. We met in Leicester, so it was halfway in between, I think.
Oh, we did meet in Leicester.
Yeah.
In fact, it's nowhere near fucking. We were still miles away. But that's what
where's your memory?
It's fucking gone, mate.
It's
fucking. We're not talking about that. I mean, I was super impressed, mate. About always obviously similar backgrounds, done it, got the t-shirt, and then when you move, it's a lonely old road when you first jump as well.
It is,
and I think the odds are stacked against you. But you certainly created a one hell of a business. You're working with a lot of good brands as well. You're choosy, shall I say? Very picky about who you work with.
Yeah, we definitely are. And the reason for that is obviously you've got to think about our reputation and our success. Yeah. So with any business,
can't polish a turd.
No, exactly right. And you're viewed around the success that you have for those brands. So the best marketing that we've ever had is word of mouth, and people screaming and shouting about what a great job that we've done. So there are going to be times where you take brands on board and they're not as successful as you want them to be, not successful at all in terms of trying to move them forward.
Yeah.
But ultimately, all we can do is work with those brands and act as their complete sales team from director down, and just give them all of the support and all of the information that they need to be able to be a success, whether that's with us or whether that's moving forward.
Yeah.
But I think one of the big turning points in our business, to be honest, was it was around the COVID time. So I set up another part of the business, which was called the Buyers Discovery Club, which no longer really exists anymore. But that was a subscription box for buyers to be able to get innovative brands into a box delivery.
Yeah.
They could get those boxes delivered into them every 2 months.
Yep.
And it would just all be innovative products based on what they're telling us that they were interested in.
Yeah.
And
what happened to it?
So we created a platform, spent tens and tens of thousands of pounds building a platform that was basically you could have virtual meetings in this platform. The platform acted a bit like an Amazon, product listing.
Yep.
There was opportunity for brands to be able to do promotions in there and things like that to catch the buyer's eyes. We even built the product pages to be much better and much more dynamic than what Amazon is. Videos popping up all the time and things. So we went alpha level with it, to be honest. The problem is it's not a system that buyers have to use. So you think about your day-to-day job, right? If you haven't got a day-to-day job, you're an entrepreneur. But if you've got a day-to-day job and you've got a real specific goal that you need to achieve in your job.
Yep.
You've got objectives, and if you don't hit those objectives,
Yep.
you're having a review, and you might get the sack. But realistically, that's how it works. So
and that feeds your behaviours then, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Which are very structured.
Because you look at it and buyers are like, well, I don't have to use this. There are other ways for me to do it, and actually, it's just something that takes a bit more time than I'm used to.
Yeah, and it's an unknown at the start of it.
Yeah, and it's a third party plug-in type system. So I think ultimately, whilst I believe that the system worked really well and it sounds really well, buyers that we tested the pilot with, it worked really well. I'm talking like buyers and head buyers of huge retailers.
Yep.
They were like, yeah, this is amazing, love it. And even they stopped using it because ultimately it was just...
It can be a shiny toy, mate. I think if anyone watching this, mate, there's a perfect example there of what an entrepreneur is good at.
Yeah.
Fucking combating your own inner voice that's saying, this is mint, this is great. Even listening to that and just saying, fucking, despite the money, despite the excitement, having a real ability to go... switch this off.
Yeah, we took that away.
Do you know what? It's probably not worth it.
So at that point, I was like, well, what are we going to do with this now? Okay, we'll have a look at events instead. So we're going to do an event, meet the buyer event.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of those, but we thought we can do it real differently. And we had a really nice looking branding with it. And everything that we do, I'm quite meticulous in what we do.
Yes, I'd second it.
COVID hit. So we couldn't do it. We couldn't do an in-person event. So then we turned it to a digital event. Did it through the platform that we had,
right?
Thankfully. But then, whilst we were doing that, there was a number of retailers that wanted to take a lot of brands, and at that point, we weren't a supplier into the retailers.
Yeah,
we were just supporting the brands and doing all the work for them, but they were the supplier.
Yeah.
But the retailers said, "I want to launch, these 7 brands that I got presented." I'm like, "Oh, that's amazing." Great, for us that was brilliant. That was one retailer in one category.
Jesus.
And then they said, well, we can't do it without a distributor, but we don't really think that a distributor will work. I can talk to this person. Have you ever thought about you being the supplier?
Yeah.
I was like, well, I have, but there's a lot of issues with that. So then I thought, all right, let's get on with the lawyers. Let's have a conversation about how it works. We built some mega back-to-back contracts that mean that basically it's like they're the supplier,
right?
Because we don't touch stock.
Yeah,
our business model is we don't touch any stock.
No.
So essentially, we are now the supplier into all of those retailers in the UK, but we don't touch the stock. So the order comes through to us. We use our back-end system and our back-end service. We'll get the brands to deliver in. Yeah, and essentially we get paid, they get paid, and it's smart model that we use. Yeah.
And how old are you now?
Me personally,
no business.
Business is 6 years.
We won't divulge. Oh, we can, mate. How old are you?
35. I thought I was 36 for 3 months, and then literally last week I figured out that I'm 35. So that's.
Mate, I've been doing it. I've been telling everyone I'm 41.
I gained a year last week. Yeah.
Do you feel it?
No.
Oh, fuck. I still feel like I'm 18. I
honestly,
need to grow.
Driving here, my knees hurting me.
Mate, some supplements that'll sort that.
I know.
So what's new? I mean, you talked off camera. There's some new stuff. I knew there would be.
Yeah, some new stuff. Obviously, in terms of what our business does, we also manufacture a lot of products for brands and retailers, and we're starting to build that a bit more as well. So we're doing a lot more own label.
Nice.
For retailers, because
we definitely need a conversation. I've got to build a brand service, so that's one we need to take offline.
Honestly, we're doing some good volume now.
I like that grid.
Yeah, we're doing some good volume. And the benefit that we've got from how we work with the retailers is, again, we give them the same amount of detail and information that we would do if we're trying to sell a brand.
Yeah.
So we're going in, we're giving them.
Yeah, you've got a lot of access to category insight and stuff, haven't you?
We never did. We've just built it. We're going along.
Start somewhere.
Yeah. As we're going along, we built it. But I've always had the premise that we want to offer more than what everybody else is doing.
Yep.
Give more, and pay forward. Like my big motto. I've got a number of mottos which the guys laugh at, but persistence.
Ali's in the background, sniggering.
Persistence beats resistance.
Persistence beats resistance.
We're coining these. These will be teaser reels.
Yeah. Persistence beats resistance.
Absolutely, mate. I'm about as persistent.
I know.
I'm irritated.
That's probably your character.
Oh yeah, we're stealing these. These are up on the wall.
Put them on the wall.
We'll put your name on it.
If you can get a neon sign made. Yeah.
We'll make one of them. We'll dedicate
That's a
it.
great shout, actually, having people's names underneath.
Oh, mate, we'll get a pen and you can sign the wall. We're going to do stuff shit like Stephen Bartlett started it, but we're thinking about putting it in the toilet. So, like, when people sit there, have a little read.
Oh, when they start having, but yeah, persistence beats resistance and pay forward. I think, from my perspective, we always pay forward, and that's paying dividends for us now, in all honesty. So, all the effort and work that you put in, we've got retailers that we were paying forward for, doing category management, category analysis.
I remember we spoke,
doing all that for 2.5 years before we even got anything back. You know what I mean? And after that, they're like, everything you said for 2 years has come true and never acted on it.
You've earned it, right?
Yeah.
Do you not think that's the problem in today's community? We're talking a little bit about this whole Alex Hormozy thing. I think he's the single fucking biggest reason there's all these Me Too brands. People following books of like, great, you can get rich. You do realise the landscape's going to change so much quicker because you're all trying to read the same book and do all the same things.
Yeah, you got to do your thing.
Do
your thing. Stick to what you believe in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because ultimately, you're not authentic at that point either.
And that's the thing. Like Gary Vee talks about the community. Like people know you can't shortcut community. You can't shortcut authenticity. What you're doing by all trying to do it and being inauthentic and not real and chasing money is making the whole period longer because no one fucking trusts each other.
No. Exactly.
Which is only going to get harder. So it's it's what I tell myself anyway. I'm still slogging away at life flights 3 years later.
Yeah, I mean, everything can be a slog, can't it? I mean,
that's the wrong word. I shouldn't say it's a slog. Labour of love.
It's a slog.
Yeah.
No, it's a slog, mate.
It depends. On a Friday night when I'm fucking halfway through a bottle of Jack Daniels texting him, it was probably a slog, yeah.
Well, it's still here, so you have to camp up.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to say Labour. I feel blessed, mate. Like you just said. We've both done pretty well in the corporate world, but I ain't got fucking qualifications in my name.
Yeah.
So I just kind of feel blessed, like opportunities to have these conversations, mate. Like, because you're a busy bloke. I was quite flattered when you said you'd come over. You have to drive a long way. It's Friday.
Nearly got stuck on.
Says a lot. That says a lot about D&G.
Yeah.
Call us.
Well, pulled me in on a Friday. Pulled me in.
So let's go back to you, mate. So what other bits?
So well, interestingly enough, deviating away massively from the Good Food Group, we've just set up a business called Vida del Padel.
What?
Paddle courts in the UK. So paddle, tennis.
Mate, I've just been to Portugal. There was a couple of them over there.
Mate, it's mega big in Portugal, Spain.
Yeah.
Fastest growing sport in the world.
So why have you just done
number
that?
2 participation sport in Spain now?
Look at this man. He definitely done
So
the
we
homework.
took tennis. It's not just on the rise. It's literally there. Like, so I went and played in Spain. Me and my mate played in Spain. Came back, had a few games over in the UK. But we're from Nottingham.
Yep.
There's a court in Nottingham, an outdoor one, which has got 3 courts, I think, bolted onto the side of a football ground.
That's only good for 3 months a year.
3 months a year. This year has been absolutely horrific weather, hasn't it? It just literally rains all the time, and even if it's windy as well, you can't really play. I mean, they've got glass covers on the back, but the wind still comes through and it blows the ball everywhere. There's one in Derby, which is an old power league. So they've been able to put 14 courts in there. They've got over 70% occupancy.
Fucking
on 14 courts.
What would you pay monthly for that?
40 quid an hour.
What? An hour?
40 quid an hour. Over 70% occupancy.
What are the hours on that? 10 till 10 or something?
We're going to be open 6 till 10. It's a keyless, personless.
The new
operation.
version of Anytime Fitness and that.
Yeah.
The staffless.
Yeah, staffless.
I suppose just fuck what you can do yourself really good at playing paddle tennis. Is it paddle? What?
Paddle. It's just paddle.
Paddle.
Yeah, it's just paddle. But
I guess I'd like it because your ball can't go as far, can it?
No,
Like
I mean it's the back of the glass and then
Yeah.
straight back over. But the reason why we decided to get into it is because I did, like, as you can imagine, an analysis of the market, had a look at what's happening, all the trends, and that sort of thing, and we could see that there were more and more influencers playing it. They're doing your job for you in terms of marketing, because they're raising the awareness of the sport.
Yep.
So people are now like, I want to play this because she's playing. I want to play this because he's playing. But it was female and male influencers, very popular people playing it all the time. So we're like, right, okay. This has got something. It's got some legs here.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at where else we could play. Nowhere. Because there's hardly any courts yet in the
Available.
UK. They're throwing them up like you wouldn't believe at the moment now.
So where's yours going to be? In Nottingham?
No, ours is in Lincoln.
Lincoln?
So we picked Lincoln because I built a franchise triangle.
Yeah.
So the franchise triangle was based around the population, the distance away from another court, and the age demographic and wealth demographic.
Yeah.
So we built that franchise triangle and we put it out across the UK. And there are just so many because everybody's chucking them up in Manchester, Birmingham, London, right? Because that's where the money is.
Yep.
But actually, you don't need to charge, through the roof.
No.
In London, 100 quid an hour at Palladium. It's ridiculous. 100 quid an hour because it's Canary Wharf. But you got to think about it.
Where it is, yeah.
Yeah, where it is. So we had a look at it. Lincoln's got, during student season, Lincoln's got a population of 1 million, right? And there's not a single paddle court.
So what are you going to charge?
40 quid an hour.
40
quid an hour.
When's it coming online? Have you got the websites? This is the time to...
So the website lands next week.
Next week? We can put the link by then.
Yeah, perfect.
Do the thing.
Yeah.
Do the thing.
Oh, mate, it looks unbelievable.
Camera's looking at you. Do like link here or something. He's done it. Just flash it up. Yeah.
We've got to do it now because if we don't.
Yeah. Tom want to pick this up.
Click here.
Yeah, Tom, do that.
Look at the branding. Unbelievable. So it's called Vida del Padel. Paddle is life. Vida del Padel.
Vida del Padel.
So we're taking the Spanish theme, Spanish
essence
flair.
of it.
You'll go.
Do you build brands for a living or?
Maybe, yeah.
Do a bit.
I've done some. So yeah, when you go in, mate, it just feels like you're in Spain.
So we're getting an invite, yeah.
Oh yeah.
When's the opening party?
Next Saturday.
Fucking hell! It's ready to go.
It's ready to go. We've got the Spanish guys in there at the moment fitting the courts out.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So that's, I suppose, space and
space, courts. But what we've done from a brand perspective is unbelievable.
Yeah, I bet.
Like it honestly, there will not be a single place like it in the UK, and there won't be a single place like it in the UK unless they do ours.
Nice.
We're franchising it out.
So your franchise, waiting for that bit. Cha-ching, there it is. There it is, ladies and gents. We get this out next week for the launch.
We genuinely want to build more of our own. So
nice.
we want to try and do more of our own in those key areas.
And who are you doing it with?
So I've got a business partner who's one of my best friends.
Yeah.
And my other business partner is one of my best friends.
Nice.
So, but they're brothers. So
nice.
yeah, doing it with those two. So me and Corey we both started our own businesses at the same time. So we both left our other companies at the same time.
Yeah.
And we were like, maybe we need an office. So do you want to share one? Yeah, okay,
nice.
Let's share one. So we moved into an office together.
Yeah.
We both grew our teams together in the office. We then decided to move into a different part of the area.
Yeah.
But we decided to still move in together. So literally, we were at one point, we both had 6 or 7 people in the team. So as we were growing. And we were still in the same offices, it was just split. So it's weird.
That works, right?
We've stayed together ever since.
Yeah,
even our offices now are we're not in the same office now, but we're in the same building.
Yeah.
We've always stayed with each other and we've grown at the same time.
You find opportunities come out of it that way, I believe.
Yeah,
banks and stuff. I mean, for the teams, for staff. You're technically doubling the staff that aren't necessarily yours or costing you and creating a better culture and environment.
It's the culture and environment. I think that's the thing. I was very hustle culture, he was very hustle culture, and both teams could see that from both people, and it's oh my god,
let's go.
You've been in from 6 and you're leaving at 10. We don't expect you to do that.
But you will.
But if you want to go somewhere, you sometimes
going, are you?
Yeah,
is it 9?
One of those. Or now what you can see is because there's bits happening, elsewhere outside of just that one business.
Yeah.
You're out, are you? You're out all the time. So we kind of do this thing where we'll step into each other's businesses. Well, he doesn't particularly step into mine, but I have to help him out because he's out of the office more. Yeah. So he's out of the office doing.
Hey, that's a cool thing as well.
Yeah.
Oh, we've been a bit of a hell of a journey, really, haven't we, Jamie? Jamie's not Jamie. Same old gag on this one. It's actually Gaz.
Yeah, it's been mad, mate.
It's been special.
Yeah.
So
Vida del Padel.
Del Padel, that's coming out. So you've had to look round here. It's anything you like?
What?
Brands-wise? What do you make of the operation now? Because we've done a lot, I think, since I last...
Yeah, no, 100%. I think since we last spoke, I think your direction was... When we spoke, your direction was Lifeline.
Yeah, my own brand,
the big operation for Lifelines. I think when we had that conversation, we saw the opportunity for Lifelines because, and again... hydration was just peaking, wasn't it? And I was like, hydration.
You like the brand? I was always flattered. On camera, I know you didn't just choose people, so you took it. But we just financially, I might be fucking look back on this and be silliest, biggest move. But Ollie Cookson bootstrapped. I'm like, right, I want to try and get to that as with it, not diluting anymore. We've got the hypo kits, which I think could just become a cash cow for the bigger brand we talked about, and we talked about some initiatives today with Dave Christie.
Yep.
Maybe some other little spin-offs that generate money.
Yeah, I think for me, it's about what helps your business to be able to grow simultaneously across the different divisions, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm so glad you said that. I spend a lot of time, not to cut you off, I think it's a good point Gad says, people try and focus on one thing.
Yeah.
Why? When you've got 3 or 4 revenue.
I think if they tie into each other, it makes sense.
Yeah.
If they're completely different and they don't pair with each other. Yeah, absolutely. Because ultimately, I mean, what you're looking at there is, we'll have an agency for this that we know, and an agency for this that we know, and an agency for this that we know. Let's be honest, there's probably one agency that we've ever done it with properly and well, but ultimately you're running your business and growing your business. You're like, I'm not here to try and grow your business, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, no, I will recommend you and I will do this. No, but how about you send this? And we do the same. So I'm not just saying this is other people trying to ask us. We'll say to other people like, why don't you recommend us and we'll do a presentation. You can send it to your customers and tell them how great we are. And then we'll have the call and we'll take it off you. Then we'll give you some money back. People are like, fucking hell, I can't be arsed with that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to grow my own business. I'm trying to have 10 calls a week with new clients to feed them into our money chain. You know what I mean? So I haven't got time to do it for yours. And you fuck off. Like I've got. So sometimes you've got like I wouldn't say a ropey relationship, but your relationship's not as strong as you want it to be with some of your clients. And then they might be big clients, they're getting big visibility. And actually what you're doing is you're doing a fantastic job for them, but they can't be asked to talk to you. We've got clients like that.
Yeah.
Like we're growing them, substantial growth. And I mean substantial growth, putting them into all of the biggest retailers in the UK. Like I would expect...
And they don't want to talk to you.
No, they
No, I know what you
can't
mean.
be arsed.
It's nothing like we would, probably you and I would be.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Like, I'd be picking up the phone. You're all right, mate.
Yeah, where should we go?
Yeah, where should we go?
Should we
need to
dinner?
sit down and have a chat because I can't believe what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
If you can double that more, Christ, that's
the
amazing.
paying forward back, and it's the gratitude. It's probably the moral compass of an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I guess it is. But I think that's where I get to with that stream thing. Like, if they're aligned to your business totally, like you're telling me, like you're looking at social media and social content, and then websites, and then Amazon advertising, like these revenue streams, sales streams. But actually, you need good content to do well on Amazon.
Yeah.
You need a good website to convert. You're doing media bidding. Actually, you need a good website to convert for the media bidding. And actually, you need your SEO, watertight on your website to be able to rank high enough that we're going to reduce your costs on it. Like all of this aligns together as one. So, have you got a good agency for this? Why am I doing this work for you if they're shit? Actually, if you tie it all together, it makes a lot of sense.
Massive. We come at.
It's just how do you focus on that, though?
Yeah. It's divisional heads, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if we've gone, and it's also, I don't know, mate, I think you believe in this, and you with manifestation, it's not fucking magic. It's the orientation that your mind and you take every day when you're fucking solely focused on a finite thing of thoughts and behaviours and things you look for. It's the red fucking car thing, isn't it? If I said to you, how many red cars? You say none yet on the way home.
Yeah.
Fucking there's loads. So I believe if you orientate yourself in a certain way of thinking, and if we say we're doing something, I'll just figure it
out. The main thing with me when I met you first is I was mega impressed with like your beliefs.
Thank you, man.
And I genuinely do. So because we got a mutual friend in Steve.
Yes,
Steve
we have. Yeah.
And I remember he was the one who put us in contact, and Steve literally rang me up after the meeting. So it's like he was nervous. So I don't know what you've done, Steve. But it was literally like
I'm like Marmite.
Honestly, well, I think that's what he thought.
Yeah.
And it was like, what did you think? I was like, it's a bit fucking crazy, but I tell you what, I love his energy. I love what he's about, and I love what he's. He definitely moves, and I think that's the thing. Like
that, I think you could. And I know, mate. It's very kind you to say it has to be supported with that.
Yeah.
Because I've done myself down a lot when I was in months. So people say, "Do you miss it?" Fucking no, I fuck. Like I'm very grateful, but I was aware of like there's a little fucking naughty bit of me that has to just play up a bit. And don't know why it's not, because I'm trying to do it. I'm just maybe a bit we agree I've probably got a bit of ADHD, and it's just that bit when my brain get bored and I don't like conforming, and I'm like, right, so I do overcompensate with and I'm excited by big ideas that most people go, what, not a chance. I'm like, fucking watch me. And I'll go home and be like, fucking I've just said it on social media again.
So you have to do it.
So I let them have to. I do it all the time. I've constantly just put it out there with the most confident approach. And you're going,
but I'm a believer in that as well. So I'm a believer in that. So if I'm going to do something or we're going to try and achieve something, I feel like I sometimes have to say it to
Yes.
make sure it happens. And I was watching this on the Chris Williamson podcast.
Yes, big fan of what he does.
I think it was this week. It might be this week that it was released. Saying the exact same thing. It's really tough if you're not put to a deadline or have to do something to accomplish something.
100%.
And that we shouldn't be put into a position where we have to get it done to be able to do something. But I also think that that's an incredible driver
100%.
to be able to do something.
And would you not consider this? So what if, because we could, I have to tell myself, very blessed even now, like it's hard work, you've got a little bit of debt hanging around because of things you're trying to do, but still, if I look back, I'm still, income-wise, it's like, shit, this is all on my own now.
Yeah.
So like when the reflection's there and it's all on my terms, it's very easy just to have a day at home. It's very easy to put your foot off the gas. So in that space, it's like, well, what has probably put us in this position of needing things to push me on? Is that really a bad thing? I worry some of these frameworks of thinking, and it's only my opinion, is bollocks. You have to understand yourself and what drives you. If it becomes tiring and detracts from the way I emotionally feel, or if I'm unhappy, then I'll agree with it's wrong. But I know what Conor McGregor says it. I'll put it out there and then I'll make it happen.
Yeah.
It's what he told you, Mystic Mac, wasn't it, when he starts doing that? And I'm like, I'll fucking do the same because I have to. Otherwise, I definitely would rest on my laurels or not quite try hard enough.
I'm guilty of doing that when it comes. I've been guilty of doing that when it comes to like doing things like even with this new paddle project that we're doing.
Yep.
Right. I posted like a sneak peek of something new that's coming before we'd like agreed terms on the warehouse or anything, right?
Just that push.
But it was that pressure, and my business partner was like, "Why the fuck have you posted that? I don't want anybody to know what we're doing." I was like, "It's not for anybody else, really. It's for me because like people saying, what's that? You know, what's that?" One of our clients was like, "What's that? Warehouse? Are you building a facility to manufacture?" And I was like, "No, it's something completely different." Okay, then what? And this is the point. Like it was shit. I've got to show people that I'm actually going to do something with this place now.
Because it's what's part of you.
Yeah, because
you ain't saying stuff that you're not going to do.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. But yeah, I get what you mean. You've got to have drivers, right? Intrinsic drivers.
Yeah, and it's about you.
Yeah.
Not what you're listening to all the time.
Yeah.
I thoroughly believe it. It's interesting with Monster. We had Jocko Willich, the Navy SEAL, on at some point. He's a big skinhead guy, does a lot. All his posts on social media, just his 4:30 a.m. alarm. It's consistent. It's been like that for like 4 years. But at the time, obviously, my approach is rather passionate, animated, probably aggressive at times. Depends if you're a bit of a snowflake or not.
Yeah.
Didn't mean that for all the little keyboard warriors watching. But we get to a place where he got invited on through COVID because the owners, they were still very active globally. They were putting on these TED Talk style things on a Friday. I mean, it's fucking great. It's the whole business globally. And he come on there, fucking everyone's marching away from the call going, fucking yeah, let's get it done like the military do. I was like, hello. It's been demonised a bit for this for a while in my approach. And it's like, you look at it, Toto Wolff's the same. We spent a lot of time with him from F1.
Yeah.
And the militant approach in these high-performing organisations is very similar to things that until the right person comes out with it, no one latches onto it. You're like, well, it doesn't have to be that way. But I worry it's getting polluted. So on that topic of performance guidance, I think one thing I was more interested, mate, and I think, and I know you feel flat with this, but I believe this is for people watching that have got brands, worried about business, what would be your top 3 things you'd say to someone watching this? If you're about to you want to bring an idea to life, what would you say some of your, in fact, let's not limit it to 3. Let's just. What would you advise?
Chat through it. For somebody who wants to bring a brand to life.
or business. Well, have you got an idea? What you've done this enough. I mean, we've moved from fucking your agency into tennis, basically.
Yeah, yeah. I think from my point of view, the way that I've done it, and I can't say that I'm a professional at doing.
I think you're a very good blooper, mate. So I'll tee that out without you saying.
Thank you, but I think we in terms of building brands and seeing it out there, you've got to understand where the market is, the size of the market, and you've got to understand how you're going to service that particular person that is interested in the product or the service. How will you stand out? So not just necessarily the products and the service. So we look at paddle, right?
Yeah.
How do we make sure that our facility, that we call it facility, is interesting, or people want to pay 40 quid an hour for it.
Where's the value? How do you build the value?
Well, it's brand.
Yeah.
No, ultimately,
Yeah.
like you go to, and we'll just do paddle because it's the most one that's in my brain because I was there at 6 o'clock this morning trying to help the Spanish guys with unloading some glass off the back of a container. But
there's one.
Yeah.
Never stop doing hard
never
work.
stop.
Guys.
No, that's definitely true. You
Yep.
know, never ask somebody to do something that you wouldn't do yourself.
Love that. Massive fan.
Do it once and then get them to do it.
Yeah, show them that you're,
exactly.
not a dictator.
Yeah. But no, like for me, it's like you look at every paddle, court or facility that's out there. It's a court or a facility. It's a paddle club, but they all look and feel the same. The people who are there and make it cool. Create a fucking place that people go and they're like, wow, this is fucking mega.
Yeah.
I've
Experience.
got to come back here again.
Shit, hearts, minds, feelings.
They share a photo of how big, you've got like a plant wall here. We've got a massive, like 6-foot plant wall that's got like the logo coming out, lights all over it. And
nice.
And there's nobody there to do anything. It's like, come and have your photo here. So we've got a big sign. Come and have your photo here, share it, and you'll get your chance to win a free game paddle, one a month.
Definitely built a few businesses, this guy.
Yes, you've got to get them to share it.
Yep.
But ultimately, when they're in there and it's cool as fuck, and they sat there, and they're on the Ibiza rattan furniture, and music's playing, and we've got Afro house music playing all day, and
nice.
low hanging rattan lights, and all this sort of thing. And the photos are there,
mate. Let's go.
Honestly, you want to go, and we've got Aperol spritz. You like that?
Oh, definitely. And now you've got me. I do love a drink.
But no, ultimately, like the brand was like first and foremost.
Yep.
If we create the right brand and we know there's demand, then there's an opportunity here, right? But for me, I'm always one to ask, which is what I asked you today when you showed me some of these brands. Well, what's the price?
Yeah.
What does the price look like? Because we're in a market today that you've got to understand who you're targeting from a price point perspective. Yep. We're in a crisis, a cost of living crisis.
Well, Tesco on.
No, but nobody seems to be in terms of services. Like
Crazy.
fucking broadband goes up every month.
Phone just done it.
Everything's going up every single month. Like we know it's more expensive to buy ingredients every single month.
Yeah. That's
they ain't
moving
coming
fast.
down.
Container prices is just fucking.
Everything just goes up. So. The cost of living crisis is real, and I don't know the demographic that's going to listen to the podcast, but
everyone, mate, fucking huge. Like Joe Rogan, look the fuck out.
But the point what I'm getting to is it affects some people and it don't affect others, but it's affecting the majority of people.
Yeah. I 100% is it. I've talked a lot in the past. I've learned a lot of Monster when you start playing with like a dual tiered proposition. So Monster was fighting the Red Bull piece at the premium end, and Relentless when we took over, you're like, fuck's this going to work? They're the same thing in just different fucking dresses. Oh no, that's going to peak with budget pricing. I was like, oh, that's clever. All of a sudden you're like, well, but why wouldn't you buy the other? And it is on a macro level, this shit does work.
100%.
I find it very hard to start with to compute, but when I took myself back and I've been lucky enough to see category insight and buy-in behaviour, it's a thing.
But people have got to trust what you're doing. A prime example of that from a pricing perspective is look at Aldi. And how Aldi have come over the years.
Model that is. I mean, they're the first one to start ripping brands off legally.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you would never have you would always, someone told me the other day, who is it? And I just thought, fucking, I'm not even wasting my oxygen on this idiot. Looks a little bit like something else. And I was like, have you been in fucking Aldi?
Yeah.
Like, it looks like McDonald's is in the fucking fridge.
Yeah, it's dupes. Those and Fraser's Sports Direct.
Yep.
The most well known for it, but they have a system.
Yeah.
We know the system. They have a system, right? Which is you need to change X amount of things, whether it's shoe wear, whether it's food, whatever it may be, right? But ultimately, what they can do is they can go, I just want to sell at less to my customer. We'll make less margin than what the big boys do, but we're so efficient that we make our margin.
Yeah, You're changing where the margin fits.
Yeah, absolutely. So the margin, they'll still get the same end margin.
But
actually, they're not paying, an absolute extortionate amount on staff and wages compared to, your Tesco's or whatever it may be.
Yep.
They're more efficient. They've got less space, but they've got the right SKUs that sell all the time. They don't have the wastage. The tail end SKUs that aren't selling, they don't have them. They only have the products that are selling mass amounts. So what they get is the price that they're buying anyway from their customer.
Yep.
Their customers love them.
Smart,
they're
innit?
buying loads more every single month than what these other retailers doing.
We're talking about So you mentioned you both know Dave Christie, new business partner in the business. We're talking about the whole home bargains piece, obviously with some brands and the guys' relationships. And we talk about using one, but you know closely like USN kind of scene. We go no bargains, devaluing it. Oh, you fuck! You must sell about 4 times more in like 5 less places.
Well, there's.
Or I'm about to be shot down here.
No, you're not actually.
Oh, good.
You're completely right. I think the business I worked for. 2 businesses before I set up on my own, we kind of helped build that category, the sports nutrition category.
Of course you did. Let's hear about that, mate. Tell
we basically so I got bought on board a business that was owned by an Israeli company. They were looking to create a sports nutrition brand, so they brought me and then John Langton, who works for me now, but he was the head of product development for my protein as well.
Nice.
Whilst I was there, so we worked together previously. Brought us on board and wanted us to build this sports nutrition brand. So as we were building the sports nutrition brand, we got Eddie Hall on as an ambassador. I saw that he was like, his followers were creeping up, and I thought he's going to do something big here in this strongman game. So he did. So we paid for his for him to do the 500 kilo lift.
Really?
Yeah, we did. We did a deal with him because he said he's only going to do it if he gets paid a whack. So we said, right, okay, if you do it, then we'll give you X. I can't remember what the figure was now, if I'm being honest. I wish I did.
Circa ballpark.
I think it was. I can't remember off the top of my head.
We just make it up for that.
Then make it up. I mean,
£4 million.
No, I don't think it was. I think it was like 100 grand or something like that.
Fucking hell, lift that bar up.
Yeah.
Thor made it.
He was going to do that anyway.
Thor made it look easy.
Yeah.
December 4th. Mate, how ironic is this? We've got something in common. I signed the Stoltmans to Rain.
Did you?
And he went on to do some fucking cool things.
Yeah, he's done some.
Well, both of them.
Well, they've done really well in building their brand.
Yeah,
That's
really
the
good.
thing.
Budgie Smugglers is always weird when you're that big watching then that big run around in pants.
Well, they sell them, don't they? I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's like the best advertisement to try and sell.
The world's biggest men in the world's smallest trunks.
Absolutely, yeah, not for me. But no, they look like decent lads, to be fair.
Mate, salt of the earth. Yeah, really a pleasure to work. Mate, here's the story. This is a bit of a first. So Monts used to moan the fuck out of me for paying. Tried to get him 250 quid a month to start with. I used to spend that on a hotel in London. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, they were like, when I signed them and they left, ooh, they're amazing. Yeah, we knew this. Like, fucking stuff. I'm not bitter about that at all.
Now. They're at my
mate, they're only about $6,000 when I left Rain. It was like Thor got some £1 million or something, I think, which was just nuts. He's quite easily the biggest man I've ever sat next to and felt like an absolute maggot. My circumference of my waist was smaller than his thigh. I sat next to him at Sweden. We took Strom and all those boys over there and Mark from Cardiff Sport. And he had a bloke carrying his food round. And obviously he's big. It's just one of those.
You stood next. You can't fathom how big they are, can you? Like I can remember, I met Eddie once when we were doing a video session. This was before the 500 kilo lift, so we were doing like the videos for the entry into the 500 kilo stuff. And it was like, I need to eat. And so he brought a carrier bag of 20 plums. Right, I'm not taking the piss. So he bought a carrier bag and he had 20 plums in this carrier bag. This was his pre-workout. It's like getting the nitrates in. So he ate 20 plums. Like his fucking hands are like bears.
Yeah.
So he's like got these plums. He's just like one at a time, just picking the pips out of a grape or something. So flicking them back into the carrier bag, eating it. So he's done his session. He's like 4 litres of drink during his session or whatever he's doing. He's got like 2 fans on him whilst he's training because he's that big. At this point, I think he got up to 30 stone.
Yeah,
bear in mind, I think he was only about 6'4".
Yeah, he's not one of the tallest, is he? But this was a promise of his nan passing, wasn't it? Didn't he promise some of his family? Didn't he say he was going to do it once?
I think he was going to do the win the world's strongest man. I think that was the one,
and then go ham on it. But that was like get to an unhealthy size.
Yeah, he needed to because weight lifts weight. Yeah, so I did a session with him, and then he was like, "Yeah, we've done the filming. Yeah, we've done the filming. Do you want to grab some food?" I was like, "Yeah, okay, let's grab some food." He went, "We'll go to Nando's." All right, let's go to Nando's. It's just like ordering like fucking like 2 full chickens and
mate, you're going up
8 sides, and I was like, "Fuck," I was ripping it together. I'm like,
was it 10,000 calories a day?
I think it was on more. I think it's done a video on YouTube, and he's like when he was doing his like his huge get big diet, like desserts, like a whole cheesecake after he's had his massive meal. It
is. I've seen that documentary. So he really thinks he had to sleep sitting upright because his fucking chest that big. His diaphragm can't move it. I mean,
when he was
Unreal.
doing the 500 kilos, walking around, he's got somebody holding a fan for him at all times because he's that big and he's that hot. His body's like that hot.
Furnace, isn't it?
Yeah, but
His nose, I remember his nose went, didn't it?
Yeah.
'Cause I mean, I take the piss. I'm not even sure if I could definitely do 200. I've got 200 in me.
I've got 200 in me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
However you.
9 at the moment, 94 kilos.
Oh, I'm 90, so strength to weight ratio.
You're 90.
Yeah.
Are you?
Thick.
How tall are you?
6 foot.
In
the morning.
Definitely not 6 foot, then, is he?
I'm like 5. I reckon if I hang off the
I
frame.
thought you were bigger than that. I thought you were taller than that.
Yeah. How old are you?
Do you weigh heels?
Did you fucking mad? Yeah. I've got them on. How tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
Yeah, I'm 6 foot then. I've got 3 inches. It's about that. How would you go?
I'm barely 5'8". In fact, I say that.
Ali.
I know I'm 5'7.7".
Yeah, but if we stretch, I hang off that frame
That's
and
what I
stuff.
do when I go to the gym.
Get an inch.
I thought your arms looked big.
Mate, he's been killing it lately. Like 2 hours of cardio a day. You look shredded when I come in the other
I
day.
can't go up, so I'll just fucking go sideways.
Keep it lean.
All like that.
Keep it lean. Always. Always be open to learning.
Love that.
A lot of people will make mistakes and they don't note them down. You know, they don't realise what the mistakes
Yeah,
are.
take stock of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not a mistake either, is it?
No, it's just something that didn't work out, but figure out why it didn't work out.
mistake
and then
if you don't
change.
do that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't figure it out and you don't make changes, I mean, ultimately you might go, well, it didn't work out because of X, Y, and Z, nothing under my control.
Yeah.
But like, if you can see that there's a flaw there, I need to change that, because if you do that again and you've not changed it, then it's on you.
Got to look in the mirror, haven't you?
Yeah, 100%.
One more.
Never settle for less.
No. Oh, yeah.
Never settle for less.
That's a driver then, isn't it?
Yeah, I think if you have something in your mind that you want to achieve, whether, and that relates to even what your goal is, but not even necessarily your goal, what your fees are. You can imagine in our industry, right? The amount of times that people go,
There's a lot of people selling snake oil out there, mate.
Well, there is people selling snake oil, but at the end of the day, have a look at where we are, right?
Yeah.
If you come to us and want to work with us, and then
Just make proofs in the pudding.
Yeah.
Can't get away from it.
absolutely,
It screams it on the website. Anyone that's ever had 10, 15 minutes of your time screams the way you are. CV's there. But, mate, we're very few and far between. I think in terms of being there, done it, got a t-shirt, I've had fucking loads of fucking mistakes. Like, Jesus. It's the only way I learn, though. I won't write reading a book.
it's the only way anyone learns. You look at a kid, right? They don't have any fear. They don't have any fear because, but then you learn because you learn whilst you're at school, because that's the whole purpose of school. It's not to get you ready for the world, is it? It's to condition you.
Terrible
It's to
job,
condition you for the world. No, it's not. It's not to. I'm doing this because you'll be a doctor when you're older. Fucking hell, how many people do you know went to school? How many people do you know went to school who were doctors or pilots or any of these like amazing ambitious jobs? Not many.
No.
Very very small amount. It's about conditioning you into becoming how
So do you believe in
society
the
wants you to be.
education system?
No, I definitely believe in the education system, but I don't put too much weight on it. If
No.
I'm honest,
I
like
think it could be better. I think it's orientated to this modern day.
it's not orientated towards making money and running business.
Is it hell? Agreed.
It-
Slaves, creating slaves.
yeah, it's orientated towards like I mean, look, even things like do you really need to learn some of the
Algebra. Got Siri.
well this
ChatGPT.
yeah you literally now like everything should be led around IT and technology.
Mate, mortgage, managing debt, credit cards, and fucking bank work. Oh, no, you don't want to do that, actually, because actually now I'm learning it. You don't want to fucking teach everyone, because we'll all be doing it. But we joke, because that for me would be a good start. I don't have a clue about that.
Yeah, no, 100%.
How debt's not necessarily a bad thing.
No,
How
debt-
fucking rich, make sure you don't...
Mate,
not
debt is not a bad thing. Like the amount of people that make money from utilizing money.
Yeah,
like,
and then the offshoot for me, not to cut you off again, but is these people then creating jobs and opportunities for others? But all we see in here with Smeared, it's like tax dodging. Oh, fucking clown. How many people is this person employed?
Yeah.
How many families is this creating sustenance for?
it's absolutely nuts, and nothing drives me more crazy. You get taxed before you pay your employees. You're getting taxed on your own money that you're taking from, even from a dividend, but from maybe not from salary. But you're getting taxed on the products that you're selling.
Tip.
You're getting taxed on the work that you're providing to other companies.
Things you buy.
Who's seeing all that money? It's the people that are conditioning you to say that this is how things should be, and they do a fucking terrible job for us. absolutely terrible. If I'm being
imagine if
honest,
the government was a product or service like we offer, you'd have fucking off-hired them ages ago.
if it was run by real business people that actually wanted to make a difference and saw the country as right, okay, the economics of the country, I really want to improve this, and this is why I need to make a change on this, and this.
Agreed.
It would happen. They'll make it work.
Yep.
But actually, it's just a load.
Isn't it Warren Buffett said? He said, I could balance the books or something. I think I'm paraphrasing here, so if you start to get a bit of hard on about me saying stuff, please forgive me. But it was something around he'd hold all the Senate in America, direct the KPIs and their wages and their position directly to the level of inflation, the results financially across the country. It's like, well, that's fucking obvious. Orientate, like the rest of the world is orientated to money. You will not have your job or your paycheck unless you do this. Well, the power is not, hold to the same account. It's fucking crazy.
No, it's ridiculous. And actually, all it is it's about, how do I get on board and build myself up to be a yes person so much that then I can be in power for 4 years and then everybody hates me.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, why would you even want the job?
So we said this about Rishi Sunak. Like, he's a billionaire. You'll be some weird. There's some. I'd like to know what this is. So if anyone watching knows this, please help me. I wouldn't want to be picked on. Like, I've got.
He's really small, though, isn't he?
Fucking tiny, smaller than Gaz.
There's
a picture. We can put a picture up of him and.
Put the picture up. Yeah.
Of Danny Kaczynski. Says he's our friend, Daniel. We worked a lot with him now, and he went viral for that. So that'll make him look small.
Yeah.
Yeah. So finishing, Gaz, any questions? Come on. There's got to be a couple we can throw at some gleans.
I really like the pay it forward bit. I love that. I've always said it.
Pay it forward. You're very good at that. I'll give you that.
Pay it forward. It'll come back eventually.
It will come back eventually.
Karma, isn't it?
Karma. Yeah,
I believe in karma.
Yeah, it's karma. It's knowing that the amount of effort that you put in, if you are looking for, if you're doing it for a positive reason and not just an end destination. If you're putting the effort in because you know it's the right thing to do in order for you to be able to support something, just keep doing it, because ultimately it will come around.
100%.
It will come around. And if it doesn't by the time you're dead, then who cares?
Yeah, I mean, you've got 70...
that didn't work.
Was it? You got 72 Christmases or something, I think the average thing, isn't it? I think it's in... what is he at Beverly Hill Cops, the actor? Axel, what's his name?
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy talks about this, like, doesn't he? About how we take life a bit too seriously. You got average of 72 seasons.
It's summers, not
summers.
Not Christmas.
Well, technically Christmas as well. You might have 72 summers and 71 Christmases. Fuck it, it doesn't really matter anyway. Look, where do people find you if they want to reach out, follow your story?
Yeah, they
play
can
paddle.
Yeah, they can find me on LinkedIn. So Ross Carlin on LinkedIn, or you can get me on Instagram, Roscoe Carlin. But yeah, the Good Food Group as well. I mean, if you are a brand, and so we work with innovative, disruptive, exciting brands, right? That's what we're all about. But you need to have a true view on sales. So you need to be able to show us that you can.
Don't waste his time.
Don't waste my time.
He probably won't let you waste his time, because I can advocate for that. Which I really like about your approach. But be organised when you get there.
If you've got that, if you can prove that you can get those sales, basically get in touch with our team, retail at the Good Food Group.
We'll put that up in the link.
And ultimately, we can see if we can support you in getting your product into mass retail in the UK.
I'd say, from my experience, we just weren't financially positioned to do it. But mate, I was super impressed. As I've said before, I think I would certainly be doing. We'll hopefully do some work together on the way 100%. We do anyway. But 100%. Mate, absolute pleasure to see you again. I'm fucking loving the attire. Like, we'll pretend there was a yacht outside or a plane. The jet's out there. Ali, thank you for coming. So we've got Ali, part of your team in the background here. We've got cameras looking at cameras. And Jamie, you're just fucking amazing, mate. Love you.
Yeah, cheers, Jamie.
Dream big. Nothing's impossible. We'll be back with the next episode of D&G. Not a fucking clue it is, but we'll be back.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.